You just got fired today. Time to brush up the resume. Let's get fired. Hell yeah. Welcome to Let's Get Fired, a show where I invite my friends to share their crazy work stories and then we laugh about them. I'm your out-of-work host, Alex Shklar, and today we have with us Shane Lorenzen, who works at my favorite place in all of Brooklyn, Greenwood Cemetery, but he also has like a billion other jobs. We're going to get into it. Shane, and I know him through comedy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, what's up, Alex?
Did I miss anything?
No, I think you got it. I do stand-up.
Actor, right?
Actor as well, yeah. I don't know. I sort of, you know that like kid from The Simpsons who's got like acne and like works at every fast food restaurant?
Oh, yeah, the pizza face guy.
Yeah, I sometimes feel like that because I'm like, I work at a restaurant, I work at Greenwood, I work as like a substitute teacher. Like you could go like all over the city and like you might see me working. Like that happens with kids from Greenwood is like they'll come to Greenwood and I'll like lead a tour for their class, and then like a week later I'm a substitute at their school and I'm like, hey, what's up guys? And then they like go out with their family to get dinner and I'm the server at the restaurant. Like it's kind of it's fucked up, man.
Do you think it's like a mind fuck? It's like, do I know that guy?
Yeah, I wonder if they do. It's like, no, because sometimes kids do just like look at me and then they're like, hey, you're supposed to be at the cemetery, and I'm like, dude, like what? And then I remember I work at a cemetery and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
It's like a video game when like they ran out of NPCs and like they reused the same skin.
Yeah, literally, dude. I'm like a Skyrim NPC to like a lot of people in New York City. They just see me around everywhere. And I have like the same couple like pre-recorded lines of dialogue. Like, hey, go to class.
What if you mess it up and you're at Greenwood? It's like, what will it be? Will it be like a couple slices?
Yeah, what would it be? Oh, I actually work at a Japanese restaurant now.
Ooh.
So I'd be like, you want the salmon ikura bowl? Oh, shit.
This roll is a little too aged. It's dead person.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we like it. We like it being a million different jobs.
Well fermented.
Yeah.
It's like an Icelandic shark that they bury for a million years and they pretend it's good.
You ever had that?
No, I don't think... it's one of those things where it's like, why?
I agree. Why? Why not, like, eat it sooner?
Or like stinky tofu. Have you ever like walked by like a stinky tofu truck?
Oh,
the whole entire block stinks to like high earth. Is that the right expression? High earth?
High heaven.
High heaven?
High heaven, yeah.
Dude, it's so bad. And I'm like, I understand that there's like a reason like they had this, but like it smells so, it's like durian fruit. It's just like very stinky, and it's like, did anyone ever like it, or is it one of those things where like you kind of power through and eventually becomes like a nostalgia thing where like I guess I'll just keep eating it because I used to? Yeah,
I feel like that's like a lot of food like that. It has its origins and like people are just so desperate. But that's why I'm kind of confused by the aged shark thing, because I'm like, was Iceland so flush that they were like, like let's bury this shark for months. Who gives, like, we don't need to eat it for months, and then when it's stinky as shit, we'll eat it as a joke.
I wonder if there's like a reason, because I know fermentation in general is for preserving. So like if there's not enough food, like you like take out a jar of like pickled vegetables.
That's so true.
So maybe I'm thinking maybe like the winters are so brutal, they're like, we can't have meat because like it's too cold to go out to hunt. So this is like a way we can ferment it and preserve it.
That is so smart. You're so right about that.
Maybe.
I'm
not sure.
Asterisk, maybe.
All right, guys out there, Google it and like put in the comments or something.
Yeah, let's get to the bottom of this Icelandic shark bullshit.
Yeah. Also, a lot of that stuff, like the locals don't even eat. It's more like of a tourist thing. So I heard that in Philippines there's this thing called balu, where it's a fertilized chicken egg. So there's a chicken like fetus, and they suck it out of the egg. So it's like a chicken abortion, basically.
Yeah, wow.
And apparently, like all the tourists are like, oh, you have to do it. It's like really gross, but you have to. It's what the locals eat. I know the locals like, we don't eat that shit.
Yeah, right. They're like, we don't know what are you talking about?
We have good food.
We made that shit up when white people came here, and we were like, hey, try this. And then we laughed when the Spaniard fucking sucked a egg fetus in his mouth. That's how we dealt with 300 years of colonization. We made them eat egg abortions.
Do you think it's healthy for you though? Because like I know like there's like the whole conspiracy of like the rich people eating like baby fetuses.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Do you think it is healthy?
I don't know. It's
Could
like
be.
There is like the theory that like anything that's like super gross is probably healthy.
Yeah, like garbage.
Well, that's just inorganic.
Yeah, that's true. I don't. Would I try it? I mean, now that I know the locals don't actually eat it, I don't think I would try it.
I think it's
now that you've spoiled it for me.
It was already spoiled.
Yeah.
Well spoiled. No, I think it's one of those things that's like kind of like do it for the story. It's like, oh, I tried it. So it's like, maybe it's a little bit of that. Mm-hmm. But, I don't know. I probably would. I'm not like a super adventurous eater. I'm not like picky, but I wouldn't eat something that's gross for the sake of eating something that's gross.
Yeah, I hear that. Sometimes I like the last time I ate something that I didn't think I would like, but like gave it a shot and then didn't like it, was I got like chicken feet at some like Chinese restaurant.
Oh, you didn't like it?
I don't like the skin of it, but I'll try other stuff like that and usually like it.
I actually like it. Chicken feet is like, because it's very cartilage heavy and I like cartilage.
Yeah, that's maybe I should try it again. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's not meat. That's the only thing. It's people like anticipate it like, because it's like an animal product. It should have some kind of meat on it.
Yeah,
but it's all skin and cartilage.
I think that's what I thought it was gonna be, like kind of crunchy and like, and then it was just really chewy and wet. And I was like, this is not what I had in mind.
You're sucking on the bone.
Exactly. Yeah, and I was like, not. I think maybe it's like not knowing what it was gonna be. And then I just like couldn't get over the like not meeting my expectations. So maybe it's good now that I know what it is. Maybe I could try it again.
It's not bad. It's not gross. Like if I had a choice between like like dumplings and chicken feet, I'd be like, dumplings are just better.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those things kind of like fun to try. I feel like you're doing the dim sum.
Yeah, that's where I did it, like at dim sum. So I wasn't even like it was kind of just like, oh, I ordered like 6 things, and you know, not all, some of them are gonna hit, some of them are gonna be chicken feet.
Where'd you go?
I think I was at Namwa.
Namwa is
Tea Parlor. It's like the one on like Mott Street or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's kind of a famous one. Once I was like in college, and this girl was like from LA was like, oh, I'm going to New York for spring break. Like, do you have any recs? And I was like, I don't know. You should go to Namwa Tea Parlor. And then she laughed in my face. She was like, ha! I know about that place. And I was like, oh, fuck yourself. Like, well, I'm not going to tell you the deep cut stuff. Like, fuck you. So it's not a huge, you know, I could tell you where to get Himalayan blood sausage in Queens, though. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna gatekeep that one. But
I'm sure we could look it up.
Yeah, you could look it up.
Also, Himalayas, isn't Himalayas like just Pakistan?
It's near Pakistan, but it's more like Nepal and like northern India and like Tibet. It's like around there.
Got it. Yeah.
Their food is really good though, because it's literally just like Chinese and Indian food had a baby. And
that's what I think of Nepalese people. Like they're just like Indian Asians had a baby.
Mm-hmm. And their food tastes just like it.
It's like an Asian with a little curry flavor.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's like you'll get stuff that like it's very like Chinese food, but then it has that like curry, or it has like kind of a kind of Indian type sauce or something like that. It's really good, really good. Not gonna tell anybody where it is though, because I'm gatekeeping it.
Do you feel like people couldn't Google it, like Himalayan blood sausage, Queens, New York?
Yeah, but are they going to?
Yeah, people are lazy.
People are lazy.
People are so lazy.
If I don't spell it out for them, they're never gonna know.
To all our foodie fans out there who are just watching the Let's Get Fired podcast for food recommendations, too bad, we're not going to tell you.
Not going to give it. I also know this place, it's Malaysian, and you can get like raw noodles that are like wrapped up.
Like to go?
No, they're like wrapped up in some other kind of thing. I don't even know how to describe what this is.
What is a raw noodle? Uncooked noodle?
It's like uncooked noodle, yeah.
So you're eating dough?
You're eating like dough wrapped in a cooked dough, but then there's also like a really good like sauce and flavor to it. I don't even know what it's called. It was in like Malaysian or Chinese or something. I don't even Malay, I guess. So I could give you no information. I don't even know what this place is called, so I couldn't tell you.
How does it digest? Did you have like stomach problems after?
Yeah, I was shitting my brains out, dude. Like I was running to and from the bathroom, but you know what? That's how you know it's good, dude. That's how you know I'm not supposed to be eating that shit. That's how you know it has the real like the culture that, you know, my stomach can't handle.
That's funny. It would be funny to have like a troll restaurant that's like some like very, very specific like hyper unique like food, and it really is just like to get like white people to like shit themselves.
Yeah, I think I think that's got to be out there. There's got to be some stuff that's like it's just a front for like getting like transplants to come there and do like Instagram stuff and then shit their brains out. Yeah. That's got to be it.
It's got to be there. I do have a question that I like to open with, so people kind of get a little idea of like where you began your journey and the career, so to speak.
Oh yeah.
Just to like give people an idea of like how employable you are. Where did you go to school, college that is, or if you went to college, and what did you study, and what were your intentions for like your first jobs?
So for college, I went to Oberlin College in Ohio, which is like a small liberal arts school out there. And I studied history and English and like German. So I just read a lot of books and didn't study anything that useful. And I don't know what I really wanted to do. I think I wanted to do comedy and like act and stuff, but I was like too much of a pussy to like admit it. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna like do all this other stuff and do nothing towards, you know, what I actually want to do. And so I'm just gonna get a history degree, which was fun. I don't know, I like history, so it was just like classes I would have taken anyway. And then right out of college, everybody in my family assumed I was trying to become a teacher because of what I studied. Mm-hmm. I was not trying to become a teacher, but my cousin who works in the Department of Education public school system, she was like, I can get you a job as a substitute teacher. And so she did. She like recommended me for it.
Oh, nice.
So I'm like a Nepo sub, which is cool.
Damn, it's so hard to be substitute teacher, and you got the good one.
I got the, yeah, right? It's a really sought after job that, sorry guys, I skipped the line, got there.
And which schools have you subbed before that are memorable?
Oh, I've subbed at tons of schools. Honestly, you don't
have to name the actual schools. Like,
I subbed at PS 150. No.
Is it high school, middle school?
I'll do anything, like whatever's convenient for me. Because I used to sub like, well, actually my first gig was I got the subbing thing right before COVID. So I subbed for one day at a school actually like around the block from here. Nice. And then the next day everything shut down. And it kind of sucked because I didn't know like what was going to be the deal with unemployment or anything like that. So as soon as I could, I signed up to work at these like emergency centers they opened for like nurse and firefighter and police like children who like couldn't afford daycare or like couldn't afford babysitters or childcare. And so I worked in one of those for all of COVID. Like I worked
like a
in
babysitter,
person. Basically, yeah, like a babysitter, but it was like kids from age like 4 to like 7th grade. And it was like such a shit show, and I wish I didn't do it because then I could have just gotten the unemployment. And I just thought, I didn't know, like they didn't like figure that shit out yet, and I like just picked up the job as soon as I could. And so then I was like, oh, I just didn't get to take advantage of that time. Everybody I knew had no work and was like buying fireworks and setting them off for like no reason. I was just like, I gotta go into fucking daycare tomorrow, take care of the one 7th grader there who hates my guts. Like,
that is the worst, to like find out that you worked for nothing.
Quite literally.
That sucked. Okay, that's interesting. Should I had a question about something about subbing history. Oh, the comedy thing. So at what point did you discover that you wanted to do like pursue like acting or comedy, or is it one of those things where like you kind of like knew all along, like maybe even in high school?
Yeah, I remember like in middle school was like when I first like thought about it, and I like expressed it to a friend, and he was just like, "You're not that funny." And then so I was like, "Oh man," and I think I internalized that for a while, and then I did everything I could to like find another thing. Like I saw the movie The Social Network and completely took the wrong message from it and was like, I want to become a programmer. Like that seems so cool. Like the life of being that kind of guy. So I tried to do like computer science, and I was so bad at it. Like I dropped the class in high school, and then, you know, I don't know. I think like I was like, oh, maybe I'll try to become like a lawyer or something. I was like, I hate that shit. That's so boring, dude.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, by the time I graduated college, I was like, I guess I'll just like become a teacher. Actually, no. By the time I graduated college, I think I did know I wanted to be like a comedian or something. Or like I knew it when I was young, but then was like always trying to convince myself not to be. But I think I'd started going to open mics like a month and a half before COVID. So I like started a bunch of stuff right before COVID, and then like subbing.
Nice. You were like sitting on things you wanted to do, and this was like the opportunity to finally do it.
Yeah, but then COVID happened. But, well, it was actually kind of nice that COVID happened when it did, because I was going to these open mics and just, like eating shit at every single one, like, so bad.
You're supposed to.
Yeah, exactly. And then I was just, like, really relieved when COVID happened and all that shit got canceled, and I was like, oh, okay, I can stop doing it. I can, like, take a minute. Take a break, not do it for a while.
Do Zoom mics?
No, I never did that, because I was kind of like, I feel like I'm not even getting laughs in person, so I don't even, like, doing a Zoom thing just seems really...
It's so depressing.
Did you do those?
I did a lot of them, and honestly, they were kind of wasteful, but also, like, because they were in the house and I didn't travel, they weren't that much of a waste of time, and they did force me to write. That's the only benefit that came from it, because like I didn't want to keep doing Zoom mics and practice my tight five for nobody. I was like, all right, let me like try to say like new jokes out loud. That's useful. Like I think writing is like the core of like all stand-up. So like if you get good at writing, especially if you get good at like writing consistently and like producing like jokes and thinking of new stuff, I think you probably have like majority of like stand-up figured out.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. I think that's actually because I feel like everybody's always like, oh, it was such a waste of time, but you're right about that, where it's like, well, just the writing is actually the sort of more important thing, and just by making you do that, like
I've seen people that like didn't really perform in the beginning, they were just writing, and like, but like when they started, they're like, I have good material. I just have to figure out like the stage stuff and like not stumbling and like remembering it. Right. Yeah. Standing still, blah blah blah. All that stuff that like you don't notice when you're first going up.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. That's a good perspective on it. I think like so
did you do your substitute teacher work? That was like your first role out of college?
Well, I was working as a barista at this place that I had worked in like intermittently, and like I'd started working there in high school, and then when I would come home from college, like they would usually hire me back for the summer, and so like when I graduated college, they hired me back, and I worked there, and before I got the sub gig.
Fair enough.
And then I quit when right when COVID was about to happen. and this lady, like I was wearing a mask because I like lived at home and I lived with my grandmother. So I was like really nervous about like getting her sick and her dying.
Yeah.
So I like started wearing a mask like a couple days like before that was like the mandate or whatever, because I was just like, oh, I don't want to like get sick and like bring, you know, because I'm like working with the public or whatever. And some lady was like, can I take a picture of you in that mask? And I was like, fuck you, like this is humiliating. So I like stopped going in.
That's funny.
But then like everything closed the next day, so I was like, okay, cool, I quit.
A lot of interesting things happened to you around COVID.
It's a big time, I guess, right?
Wait, how far from graduating did the COVID happen to you after college?
Less than a year. It was like I graduated in May of 2019, and then COVID was like 2020, March 2020.
Oh, that's crazy. I forget how young you are.
Oh yeah.
That is crazy. That is a crazy time to try to like find employment for the first time.
Yeah, and I thought I lucked out with the subbing thing because I was like, oh good, like they've got jobs for us to do. And then everybody was just like fucking chilling, dude. Like my friend bought like a PS5. I don't know if that was out yet or not, but
nice.
He bought whatever the equivalent was. I was like, god damn it.
Now I worked all through COVID, so it wasn't like I didn't feel anything positive from it. The only good thing was that it was like all work from home.
Yeah.
But like that's not even that good. And I got COVID like right away. I got like the first variant, the Delta.
Oh yeah.
And I took one sick day, and then because it was work from home, I just kept working at this agency, and it wasn't even like applauded. That was the crazy thing. It was just like one of my coworkers was like, hey, Alex, you like should take it easy and not kill yourself.
Yeah.
And then like it was so bad I couldn't finish a project, and like my boss had to like step in and like finish it for me.
Wow.
And it was like bad, and like in retrospect I'm like, that's crazy. The fact that like I felt like bad about like getting sick.
Yeah, that was like really, I feel like that's like very American, to like be like, oh, I can't take a sick day.
Yeah, I was literally passing out in the middle of the day.
Holy shit.
I was just like, it makes you so tired. So like, I'm like taking a nap, waking up like, all right, let me work on this like deck for like this bullshit company that's our client.
Right.
On this bullshit project that doesn't actually amount to anything. That like, I worked so many agencies where like they literally pay us money to like fix their SEO. We present this whole big thing, waste so many man hours, and they'd be like, okay, that's great, let's see what our IT has to say, and they'd be like, it's too much work.
Fuck that.
Yeah. It just wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
It was
we're not gonna do that. But.
And there was so much of it, like I got like so discouraged because like it was like 15 years of like we should do this, and someone who actually has like the power, like who's like a site manager is like it'll kind of like get in the way of these other things. It's a little inconvenience, like we just won't do it.
Yeah, right. Like thanks for that.
Yeah,
we're just gonna write off the consulting fee on the company's taxes.
Yeah, but then the crazy thing is because they're like, hey, we paid you all this money and the thing didn't improve. It's like, yeah, but you didn't implement any of it. How would you expect it to improve?
Yeah, right. It's like, hey, man, we didn't do anything you recommended and it didn't work. Fuck you. Like.
Yeah, it's like going to like a personal trainer and then complaining that like you don't get in shape because you never actually, even though you never worked out.
Yeah, but I paid the trainer though.
Yeah, it's like, hey, how come I'm not losing weight? It's like, you haven't come to sessions at all. It's like, yeah, but like I paid you so much.
Yeah, I paid for them. Isn't that enough?
Yeah, unfortunately not. But then like the issue is because like there's no result, people don't extend their contract.
Right, yeah.
And then like the team gets in trouble for it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, oh, you guys did a bad job of like making this thing happen. It's like, but like I'm like recommending things. I can't also like be like evangelize it to a point where like internally they like drop everything and start working on it. That's on them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's always like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it optimize its search engine
optimization.
Yeah, optimization.
You can't make it change its meta titles.
Exactly. You can't make it do that. You can't open up HTML. The horse can't type. So
no, that's true.
It's kind of no point.
Do you think horses could do like voice to text though?
Yeah, I think they could.
it's all gonna be like, nay.
Like that. Yeah. That would be sick. We could finally actually understand what horses are saying. That should be the next AI.
Horses are cool. I also wonder if horses are like smart or dumb, because like, you know, like some animals, it's like, oh, like the crow is smart.
Yeah.
The dog is kind of dumb, but like understands. Like a horse, I have no idea. Is it just like kind of like nothing behind the eyes, kind of like, all right, I'm gonna eat, all right, I'm gonna run, or is it like actually smart, where like it recognizes people or anything?
I think they can recognize people. Like I think like people have horses that they're like bonded with or whatever. But yeah, I don't know if they're smart though. I don't know. But like with a horse, it's tough to tell, because like what is a horse like? What do wild horses even do? They just run around.
Yeah, they run around in herds and fuck.
Nice. Sounds pretty good, actually.
That is pretty good life, though.
Yeah.
Hi, unemployed watchers. Guess who just got a sponsor? If you're a comic or a comedy fan, you definitely need to check out Comedy Scene app. It's totally free. It's available on the Apple stores, the Google Play stores. The gist of it is, if you're a comedian, you could find a bunch of open mics, just open the app, check in, and you get some points. At the end of the year, they round up the points, and the top performing comedians, not even based on how good your comedy is, which is great for all of you who potentially suck, you'll get money. And I know this is the case because I've done it 2 years in a row. I got so much money that I have been permanently retired. And the reason I'm doing this is because Comedy Scene is my day one homie, and he's giving me some more money to run this promo. But it doesn't end right there. Because if you're a comedy fan and you have no interest in doing comedy, you too can get points. You can be a number one fan and you get some comedy tickets, some prizes, and the biggest feature, I think, is you can go to all these mics, and if the comedians are performing, you could check them off your list and it'll collect that data for you. You can have proof that you saw Dave Chappelle before he became Dave Chappelle, and you could be like, hey, remember Alex Shklar? He's got a Netflix special now, but I saw him when he sucked and was doing this shitty open mic at Freddy's Bar in Park Slope. And that's kind of cool bragging rights, right? So yeah, get the Comedy Scene app. You could probably get it on a link in the below. If not, just Google Comedy Scene in the Play Store and Apple Store. Make it rain. Do you not like money? And we're back.
So maybe they are pretty smart. Maybe we're dumb for coming up with jobs and stuff like that.
That is true. Like everything we do to like create progress makes us less and less happy.
Yeah, literally. Like, so maybe we're the dumbest animals on the planet.
Yeah, let's get off the grid.
Yeah, off the grid, run around.
Quit your job, move to somewhere in Maine, I guess.
Get fired. Yeah, Maine. There's a lot of not on the grid over there.
You know what I'm worried about with not on the grid? It's like, because it's like lawless, it also attract a bunch of like crazy psychos and criminals. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking like you like trying to be like the guy who like just wants to live in the forest and shit in the bucket, but it ends with like Deliverance, where like a random guy like rapes you.
But like if you're the guy that wants to live in the forest and shit in a bucket, I mean maybe those are your people, the Deliverance guys. Maybe you belong with those guys. I mean I don't know. That if I was in the off the grid, I'd be worried about like. Yeah, like I'd be worried about shitting in like who's gonna empty my bucket? I can't flush the bucket, dude.
You're in the forest, you could like dump it anywhere. It's organic.
Yeah.
Just don't eat those Malaysian noodles.
Nope. I bring a bunch of them with me, dude, to the off the grid. I'll get a huge order of it and just be pissing out of my ass in the forest in Maine.
There's like space shots of like the part of Maine, and like the forest gets thinner and thinner in the area where you're shitting.
Literally, like it's just gonna be like smoke coming up. Like this is gonna burn through all the wood.
It's like a forest receding hairline. Alright, this is like the classic question that I ask of everybody, and maybe you have it off the top of your head, but what was your single worst job experience that you can think of?
Oh, the single worst job I ever had is I worked at this pasta restaurant in Park Slope.
Can you call it? Is it Pasta Louise?
Uh-huh.
Is it?
It is, yeah.
Nice. It's the only one I know.
Yeah, dude, they suck, bro. That place sucks. Everybody who worked there thought it sucked too. And that was the worst place I ever worked. It was like, yeah, I'm trying to think like what. It was just like a bad vibe, dude. You know, like there's like that kind of thing where they're like extremely friendly to like customers, and as soon as the customers are gone, they're just like, what the fuck are you looking at? You fucking minimum wage. Like they had this fucking lady move out from like the Bay Area to like move to New York to like work for them, and then she like tripped and fell on this like not OSHA safe ladder they had and like broke her arm, and then they like fired her or something. It was like crazy, dude.
Why did she move from the Bay Area?
Because they were like, yo, like come work at our restaurant.
What was she doing that was so special that they couldn't hire locally?
I don't fucking know. I think that they just thought of her as like their slave or something, you know? Like they were just like, we want to keep you here, like, you know, uproot your whole life and come over here and work for us.
How did they even know her? What is this like?
Oh, because like they had restaurants out in like the Bay,
okay.
And like this is their like fourth restaurant or something.
Oh, okay.
And part of the reason it sucked is like they didn't know any of like the local like labor laws.
Oh, okay.
So like they just like weren't paying anybody enough, and then yeah, like since I worked there, like a bunch of people have like I knew that. Like I knew because I worked at other places, and I was like, yeah, when you work like 2 shifts in one day, like you have to get paid for an extra hour. Like that's the law. And then like they weren't doing that. Like nobody was getting that. And I like remember like putting people in touch with like a lawyer, because I was just like, yeah, like you guys gotta like get your money. And like since I stopped working there because I got fired because I was like giving people like a lawyer's information to like fuck with them, and like since I like got fired, like multiple people from the restaurant have hit me up and been like, yo, what was that lawyer's information? I was just like, they keep getting people, like people keep fucking with
Wait,
them.
that place is still open?
It's still open, yeah. They opened like a new one. Diego Campoverde worked at their other...
Yeah, the bar.
Yeah, he worked at the bar.
There.
What was that like? He sounded like that was... I mean, I can imagine it was a nightmare if they're anything like that when I worked with them.
So he said they were like kind of anal because he's worked at a lot of places, and they're like making him do some kind of like test.
Yeah,
for tasting, and he's just like, oh yeah, like I'll just do it, and like they took it way more seriously than he thought it was. They were, and like because he didn't pass it, they're like, yeah, you can't work here anymore. You're clearly not up to par with our standards.
Yeah, they're like so fucking rude, and then the food sucks. Like they're like, oh, like you're not up to par with our baby food we make. You know, like pasta, dude. Like, what? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? That's like one item at an Italian restaurant. Like there's a whole fucking other menu, like a whole menu of other shit that like Italian places make, and they're like, we just do pasta and it's bad and it's really expensive.
Do they do different shapes?
Yeah, they do a different shape every day, but it's like they only have the one shape that they have.
Oh.
So like people would come in and be like pissed off, like, I don't want the radiatori, I want the penne, and I was like, we don't have that today. I'm sorry, like I don't. And then people would like throw, because like, okay, you can imagine the type of people that go to a pasta restaurant are fucking you know, man children, and so like when they don't have the shape that you want, they're just like, ah, I want a different shape. I want to put my ketchup on a different shape. And I was like, that place was a fucking nightmare, dude.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, dude, it sucks. And yeah, literally, like, yeah, I was like a barista there.
How long were you there?
I was there from like June to September of like 2022 or something. Like I wasn't there very long.
So like 4 months. And in 4 months you led a rebellion.
Yeah, I tried to like unionize it because I was just like, guys, they're breaking so many laws. Like these people are so fucking dumb. Like, and also like they're so dumb. And I'm like, you guys, they like pay, they're so stingy too. Like that's like, I've had dumb like bosses and stuff, but like at least they were kind of nice, you know? Like I don't really give a shit, like whatever, like capitalist enterprises are whatever they are. Like I don't really care. But like when you're a dumbass and greedy, like that, I'm like, you're just a bad person at that point, you know?
You suck and you also suck at sucking. That is annoying when it's like, Well, like you're being evil, but you don't have the intelligence to do it efficiently.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like you can't like do it well, and they just make like baby pasta food. Like it's just so stupid, dude.
Well, it seems like they were more like marketing heavy, because I've heard about them. Like people post about it all the time on Reddit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this place that everybody keeps talking about? And like they're so upset that it's closing.
It's closing?
I think they closed the location.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm really glad to hear that.
I like. How long have you? What's the last time you've heard about them?
They're in Park Slope, and like I like walk past them a lot. At least in their other one, people shit on them on Reddit a lot, which I'll always upvote if I'm on Reddit, on like the Park Slope Reddit, and then I see like because they're assholes, and like people always are getting mad at them, and like the owner is like a moron who like shouldn't run her own like Instagram account, because like she like used to just like always, whenever anyone criticized them online, she would like make some long like fucking like emotional post about how everyone's so mean to her, and she just wants to like make her dream come true by making a baby pasta restaurant. Mm-hmm. And then and I was like, I think that she had the like key to the Instagram account taken away from her, because like she would just post these like long like emo teenager shit, like everyone's so mean to me, I just want to do like I just want to pay people less than minimum wage to like make shitty food,
But they're doing something right. If they could stay above water and like not go out of business, I think they probably were like very marketing heavy.
Yeah, super marketing heavy, and like because they make all their pasta and shit in-house, I think that they like have kind of whatever it is, like
monopoly.
Yeah, like a vertical integration. So like they're they get all their shit. Like I think it's like a smart idea for a business. It's just like run by like the two dumbest assholes who are like ever lived, Yeah,
they found a niche of like somebody who wants a thing that's not like delivered but like produced in-house.
Exactly. And it's like easy as fuck to produce because it's just fucking pasta.
Yeah.
You don't even need like real machines to make it. You just need like
also,
a grinder.
I heard like real like chefs that are like, yeah, you don't actually need to make fresh pasta. That's like a complete bullshit. Like you could have like pasta that's like dried and like you just boil it and it's like it's not worse quality.
Yeah, like if you know how to cook it, you don't need it. Like there's no reason to have it fresh. Like having it fresh is like you just need to keep it in your refrigerator.
Yeah.
It's like
the market is people who like think they're getting a premium product.
Yeah.
And not smart enough to actually like inquire.
Oh, you know what was the weirdest thing about working there? So they called it the wall of grandmas, because like the logo was like one of the owners' grandma.
Yeah.
And they had a big like pyramid of everybody who worked there's grandmother, and at the top was Pasta Louise, like the grandma of one of the owners. And like I started working there, and they were like, hey, like bring in a picture of your grandma and we'll put it on the wall of grandmas. And in my head, I'm like, I'm not like subordinating my grandmother to this like fucking like Chef Boyardee's Gumar over here, Like you're gonna have her on top and then my grandmother's below that in the pyramid. I was like, what? How fucking insulting to my grandmother do you think that is? Like I was like, my grandmother's like, I love her. I'm not gonna like put her underneath your grandmother, you stupid fucking idiot. And they really didn't like that. They kept being like, hey, yeah, like when are you gonna bring in a picture of your grandma? And I was like, shit, I don't have one. I'm sorry, like I don't have a picture of my grandma. And then they were like, what do you mean? And like they would kind of press me on it, and like that's how they knew I had like a bad attitude. But I was also like, that's insane, dude. Like that's like I'm not giving you a picture of my fucking grandmother.
You should have just gotten like a random picture of like a super ugly grandma.
Yeah, that's true. I should have just like come in with like
a grandma that's like missing an eye and all her teeth. And it's like, I love my Nana.
Dude, that's so... really should have done that. I should have been like, yeah, here's my grandma, and it's just straight up like she's just got like half her face missing, and like, oh my god, or she's just like the most unfriendly. Like I'm trying to think of who's like what's like a scary old lady I could have just brought in. Like, that's so... I wish I'd thought of that.
Scary grandmas. The only grandma I could think of is Betty White, but she's lovable.
Yeah, that would have been funny though if I just claimed that was my grandma. Like, this is my grandma. I'm Betty White's grandson.
Yeah, you better
What are you gonna do about it? Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, for real, dude. Yeah, but so they really wanted me to like add, and so I was just always like coming up with reasons that that I didn't, and then eventually I was just like, we only have like so many. Like my mom doesn't want to give me one of like she only has so many photos of her, you know, like blah blah blah. And then they were like, no, we can like photocopy it. And I was like, get the fuck, like hop off my dick, dude. Like stop trying to. I know like as soon as this place closes, you just go like fucking jerk off to all their grandmas, you fucking freak.
It's gonna be like all the pictures are going to like OnlyFans. That is
real.
Have you ever watched the movie Office Space?
Yeah.
Like they were like, you have to have like 20 pieces of flair. It's like, I have 20 pieces. Yeah, but like you have to express that you like the job, so you have to have more. It's like, so why don't you tell me I have to have minimum 30 pieces of flair? It's like, no, but we want you to like have more than you're required to.
Yeah.
It's like what? Like, what do you want from me? I'm just working this bullshit job.
Yeah, dude, that was like literally the vibe. Like that's actually such a good example because like that was their deal. Is like they tell you to do something, and then if you didn't do it like 10-20% more than what they told you, they'd be like mad at you.
They want you to care about it a lot, even though like you're not getting paid for it that much.
Yeah, no, they would like pay, like they were like they didn't have a generous shift meal. Like you had to pay for your shift meal.
Jeez.
And you had like a discount. You had like an employee discount. All the shifts were scheduled like up to exactly the point where you would have to be like required to have like a break or whatever, and then it would end. It would be like they would take you right up to the line, and then nope, that's it. And they were notorious about like scheduling people for like 29 hours every single week, you know,
just like below like the way the benefits kick in.
Yeah, just below where the benefits kick in. And it was really funny because like while I was working there, they had to introduce a healthcare option, and they were like selling it like, wow, like we've decided like we love our employees so much that like we are gonna do a healthcare option. It's like, no, somebody pointed out to you that that's the law. It's like someone like pointed out to you guys that you guys were breaking the law by not having a healthcare option, and now you're being like, oh, we had this brilliant idea to give you guys healthcare if you work here for like 50 hours a week. And it was crazy because people were like, no, like that someone just brought it up that the law says they have to do it, and then they're like selling it like there's and then I've also never worked at a place where like there was a stronger language barrier between like front of house and back of house. Like it was all like Central American dudes downstairs who only spoke like fucking Spanish, and it was all just like white people who just moved to New York City, so like they didn't have like any Spanish or like any foreign language whatsoever. And that's when I kind of would like, that was like the first sign to me that something was up, you know. I was just like, oh, you don't want like the kitchen and the front of house people talking. You know, I was like, that's always such like that's like bad like restaurant management, you know, like it's bad to like not be able to communicate. And then B, it's like sus as fuck, dude. I'm like, what, dude? Like you don't want us like knowing, like, because we probably weren't fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, you know,
and they don't want the kitchen staff to like find out like that like they're being mistreated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they don't want them to know. Like I'm just like, that's always such a sus. Like every restaurant I've worked at, it's like, you know, you want the front of house, back of house people talking, and when they don't seem to want that, it's like, oh, okay, something illegal is going on here. Yeah. You know, like there's somebody's, you know, some like. So anyway, that's that place, man. That place sucked.
And they do seem to be good at PR. Like they're celebrating a thing like where like they're just like meeting the law requirements. Like, guys, we have great news. We just installed a fire exit. Huh?
Yeah, literally, like that's their whole thing, dude. Like they every time they like got called out for like not doing what they were supposed to do, they were like, oh, wait a minute, guys. What if we did this? Wouldn't you like that? Because that happened with the thing where if they make people work like 2 shifts, like you have to pay them an extra hour. So I like called them out on that, but like not directly. Like I got in touch with a lawyer and was like trying to start a union off of it, and they found out about that and fired me, which is illegal. I didn't win though, but
it's an uphill battle to prove anything like that.
Exactly, yeah. It's an uphill battle, but so
because they also will never like say anything when they fire you. They're just like, oh, we no longer require your employment here.
Exactly.
They'll
yeah,
never
yeah.
be like it's because of this and that.
Well, they were like, oh, it's just because you have a bad attitude. And when I talked to the lawyer, he was like, yeah, this sounds like union busting. And I was like, yeah, because I didn't give a fucking picture of my grandma or something. No, but so when they did that though, like when they fired me, I just like whipped out this like whole thing where I was just like, okay, well, these are the laws that you guys aren't like following. And then they like had no fucking clue. Like that's how dumb they were. They like didn't. They were like, why didn't you tell us this? And I was like, why? So you could fire me? Which you already did. Yeah. And he was like, no. And then the next day after they fired me, they had to pay everybody fucking all the money, like for literally 2 years going back that they'd opened. They had to like pay, like some people I knew got like $1,000. Some people got like $400. Nice. And then everybody was like, they called it like the Shane check or whatever. But I was kind of like, yo, fuck that place.
Nice. That's awesome.
But it was, literally like they were just like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't know anything. And then they talked to their lawyer and their lawyer was like, yeah, no, he's 100% right. Like you guys aren't paying people enough.
There's a lot of incompetence in like management that people aren't aware of. That's the thing. It's like a lot of times people join a company and they're like, oh, this is probably up to snuff. And like up top, they're literally like figuring it out on the fly. There's like not always a lawyer present. No. Like one time I had this paid internship, quote unquote, and they were paying me commission. Oh. And then at some point they're like, oh, the commissions are too much. We'll pay him like hourly. Or what was the other way around? But basically the person in charge of the billing didn't figure it out and just paid me both.
Hell yeah.
And after 3 months, they're like, hey, you didn't tell us you were getting paid too much. And then I'm like, well, actually, if you're paying me what you were intended to pay me, it'd be below minimum wage.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like, like I'm not. Also, it's like, that's so dumb. Like, hey, you didn't tell us you were being paid too much. Like, why the fuck would I tell you that, dude? That's on you, dude. Yeah. You got to keep track of your money.
And they were saying, like, oh, but if we underpaid you, you tell us. It's like,
hell yeah, because you're underpaying me. I'm not going to tell you if you're overpaying me, bro. Like, what?
It was, and the amount of money was just ridiculous. It was like, I think the total salary I was making there was like something like $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
It was like silly money, and they were just like so like upset. Like, how could you betray us like that?
Yeah, they're always like, like we like, oh my god, yeah, dude. I hate that with companies where they're just like, how could you?
We treated you like family when we made you take this underpaid job.
Yeah,
and then promised you we're gonna hire you.
Yeah, for real, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, dude. Places are, people are very full of shit.
Yeah, well, like if they can't give you money, they're trying to like pay you in like some kind of like equity of some sorts.
Yeah.
So like they're like, oh, well, you don't get paid, but you get like this crazy benefit.
Right. Yeah.
But in reality, it's not.
Yeah, it's never. It's like the house always wins with jobs, you know.
Oh yeah.
Unless they're fucking up and paying you twice, in which case you win.
Yeah. Or if you sue them.
If you sue them, yeah, that's where the real money of working is, dude. Okay. Pro tip. In New York State, this sounds really bad. This like the name of this thing sounds bad. It's called one-party consent.
Oh, recording, yeah.
Yeah, you can record anything at work, and if you agree to be recorded, nobody else has to know or be asked or agree. And that's literally like ever since, because like the only reason I like lost the fucking when I like fucking sued the Pasta Louise restaurant is because if I'd had a recording of it, like I would have had them. You know, but I didn't have my phone recording in my pocket, so like I couldn't like prove beyond a doubt or whatever. And so now I'm like, anytime I go into like a one-on-one meeting with anybody wherever I work, it's like phone on in my pocket, recording just in case.
Full Serpico.
Yeah, dude. I literally
wearing a wire.
Dude, when I'm at work, I'm always wearing a wire, bro. If you want to talk to me in your office, wire. I ain't telling you shit, man.
Dude, no joke. I've done that before where I'd have like a meeting and like it'd be like I'd go into it knowing like, oh, this is probably the meeting where I get fired. All right, screen record time.
Yep. Hell yeah, dude. Never ever let because like people slip up. Like again, like what you're saying about like incompetence in management, like managers are stupid and break the law all the time. Like my buddy is like he's like a union organizer at like Amazon or whatever. Yeah. And he said that like the most important, like legally, like the most important moment is when you first hand the manager like a union thing, because he said that like you need to be recording that moment because like 9 times out of 10 they'll immediately break the law and like say something like you can't do this, or like you're all gonna get like they'll like managers immediately do something stupid and then before they like consult a lawyer. And he said that like that's usually how you like get, you know, like if you're gonna like get like something legally done, like you need to just be recording them in that moment because like they'll always break the law.
Yeah, they try to discourage you, but they don't realize it because they're not legally trained. They're like,
yeah, they don't know how to legally discourage you, so they break the law. Like that happened when I like was like, oh yeah, you guys didn't pay anybody, and then he was like trying to say, he's like, who didn't we pay? Like who signed your like letter and who like signed your union card thing? And I was just like, if like I'm not gonna tell you that because then you'll just fire them too. But that's breaking the law. So asking you that is breaking the law.
Yeah, because they're trying to track down everybody that like this part of it.
It's called like an illegal interrogation or something.
Yeah,
it's like even asking the question is like you're breaking the law.
It is intimidation for sure.
Yeah. That
is. So worst experience?
That's the worst, and then the other worst one was at another restaurant that I worked at.
You got bad luck with restaurants.
Well, it's like the whole industry is like built on like not paying people enough because like it's so competitive and like the margins are so slim that like if you're actually paying people what they're supposed to be paid, like you can't survive as a restaurant. It's like that, and that's kind of just like everybody who like runs restaurants like knows that. And like it's kind of different like if you work in like a really gentrifying neighborhood or like you have like really cheap like whatever like food and so like the margins are good, like it can work out. But like I worked at like Pasta Louise was profitable because they made everything in-house, you know, so it's like it's a profitable business in that sense, but like they have a very particular situation. I was like working at this like really high-end like Japanese place on McDougal Street in like fucking Soho or whatever. And that's like a place that like like they're like, you know, they're like making money, but like it's really hard. It's like super competitive, you know, like that's like the kind of restaurant that like doesn't last that long, you know.
I think restaurants in general, like I think like within 2 years 50% go under.
Yeah, and like the ones that don't are the ones that figure out how to not pay people minimum wage, like how to get away with it.
Yeah, or like they figure out a way to like charge cash and not report all of it. That's like another little scheme.
Yeah, the place I was at, the Japanese one was like very high end, so it was like super expensive, and I think that kind of helps because it's like they're not like people are just paying way more than anything they're buying is worth, but like it's like got like a really fancy it's got like a really fancy like front, you know, so it's like and yeah, it was like funny. That was a place I should have been recording at because the owner told me to cut my hair. He was like, he didn't like how long my hair was, and he was like, he told me that I should get a haircut, and then he also said that he didn't think I was Japanese enough to like work there.
Oh, me so sorry.
Dude, he was like, he wasn't even Japanese. He was from Shanghai, dude. He was Chinese. And he was like,
how do you Japanese it up?
Dude, he didn't have like he had one Japanese dude working there who had longer hair than me. And then also everybody else working there was Thai. And then my friend who got me the job was like Mexican.
Well, Mexican, it is kind of a little Asian.
Well, that's why I was literally like, they literally just get like, there's not enough like Japanese people in New York working in the service industry.
Japanese restaurants.
So you got to get people that kind of look Japanese, and like that was his thing. And so then like I literally remember like the first day he saw me there, he was like, "Who hired you?" And then it kind of like dawned on me that like, oh yeah, I'm like the only like 6 foot tall like white guy that works here, and like it's like I always feel crazy when I talk about this job because I'm like, it was literally like he was mad at me for that. Like he didn't think I fit the like vibe of the restaurant, which was like crazy. Really short, like Filipino and Thai waiters and like servers and shit. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Like I do stand out like a sore thumb here. Like it does kind of fuck up the like image you guys are going for.
Yeah.
And it like doesn't help that like I was also just kind of like clumsy. But that's not why he said he was unhappy with. He was like, you're not Japanese enough. I was like, what do you want me to fucking do? Like Naruto run in and out of the kitchen, dude? Like, what am I supposed to?
You should have been like, me love you long time, me saki saki.
Yeah, dude.
You know what? I'll take that.
I was literally like, I was about to say to him, I was like, you're not Japanese enough, bro. The Japanese would have fucking like shot your family and filled you full of helium to see if you could float. Like, dude, like, I was like, don't you know about World War II? What they fucking did to China, man?
Ooh. Well,
Yeah.
is that a racist term? Chinaman? It's like the least.
Oh, no, sorry. I meant like China, comma, man.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, didn't say...
That's all right.
Anyway.
I don't care. I forgot to tell you this before the podcast. Since we do go like about like an hour and a half, do you need to pee?
I'm good right now.
Okay, cool. All right, then we're good then.
You're good? You don't need a bathroom?
No, not yet. But every once in a while, if I remember, they're like, oh, I didn't tell a person to go pee first.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm like, they're like holding it in right now.
No, dude, I would just piss myself right now. Right here, right now.
The camera wouldn't even capture it. It would
Wouldn't
be
even
like, it'd be
capture
under
it.
the table.
Just be under the table. Just
It'd
be
be
all
a mess
over
I
your
have
floor.
to clean up.
And I wouldn't help. I would just get up and leave.
Damn. Talk about a lazy employee.
Exactly, dude.
All right, we're cooking. We're almost there-ish. You ever quit your job?
Yeah, I quit a job. I quit a teaching job once because so I was like technically a substitute, and they like wanted me to teach algebra, and I was like, okay, I'll teach algebra like full time. But there's like a thing in the Department of Ed where if you're a sub who's like teaching in place of a teacher, like if you do it long enough, like you get that teacher's salary.
Oh.
So it's like you're like a sub, but you get like a full time whatever salary. And what I didn't know though is like there's so many like stipulations and like technical things about it, and like schools will like do anything to like not give it to you. And so I was like working at this place for a while, and I was there for like half a year, like half of the school year, and then it like still hadn't happened yet. And I was like, hey, what's up with that? Like I'm still only making like normal sub money or whatever. And they were just like, oh yeah, like you came in late on this day, so we docked, like, and they would just like find some reason to like keep starting the thing over again, so it like wouldn't happen. And I was just like, oh, so you guys like aren't gonna give me like the full salary? And they were like, yeah, but like you're already here, so it would be kind of like fucked up for you to like leave in the middle of the year, like wouldn't be fair to the kids. And I was like, fuck the kids, dude, and I just didn't come back on Monday. I was like, you go fuck yourself, man.
The classic thing. Don't let the team down. Let us keep fucking you.
Yeah, dude, that's something I like really like in teaching is like a lot of people care about the kids too much, and they like let the principals and like they let like management like walk all over them or like treat them like shit. But then like they'll be like, yeah, but like do it for the kids.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, yeah, you guys like really fall. Like a lot of teachers are softies on that, where like you guys really fall for that. That's like bullshit, dude.
It's a certain type of personality trait goes for teaching jobs to begin with. It's not like a type A personality.
Yeah, exactly.
My brother's a teacher and he gets like walked all over, and I'm like,
yeah,
it's not a good relationship. And like the parents are walking all over him, the students are walking all over him, the department, and it's like, I'm doing good for the world, right?
Right. Yeah. It's like you're not doing good enough to like let someone walk all over. That's how I felt. I was like, I'm not even a good teacher, so me quitting, fuck that, dude.
Might be good for these kids not to be taught by me.
Yeah, right. And I was also just like, if I let you like screw me over, like what do I have to teach them? Like I was just an example of a fucking loser.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. Like a lot of teachers are on paper losers. Mm-hmm. So what ends up happening is like the kids don't respect them because it's like, oh, this guy was probably good at school. Look where he ended up.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of like, wow, look what that'll get me.
Yeah.
I fucking I had this like 8th grade like algebra teacher who was like such a fucking loser. Like I think like her husband left her at the altar, which is really sad, like really terrible that happens. But then she just like literally was like crying about it in class every day for like my entire 8th grade, and I like didn't learn algebra. And so I'm a little bit pissed off about because I like went to high school and like didn't know shit. And so I was like a little pissed off about that. I was a little bit like, come on, like get your shit together. And then also she like had a Diet Coke on her desk every single day, which having worked as a teacher, I now know is code for she was an alcoholic. Like that was just like, oh yeah, there's just
Jack and Coke.
Yeah, there's Jack and Coke in there every single day. And I was like, that's why she's fucking crying every day, man. Like
just drinking her pain away. Yeah, teachers, it's not a fun gig. It's not a fun gig. You don't get a lot of respect, and who am I thinking of? I had this math teacher in high school. Huge cunt.
Wait, who?
In Sty? Do you went to Sty, right? Miss Valera?
Oh, I never had her, but yeah, I heard people hated her.
Huge cunt. And, like, I looked her up, because, like, she came out during a podcast when we were talking about bad teachers.
Yeah.
And, like, apparently, like, her whole life is, like, fucked. She's, like, has, like, an autistic child she adopted. Her mom is, like, super sick.
One of those?
I think it's probably easier to get somebody with, like, a disability.
Yeah.
They wouldn't give her a nice child because she's such a shitty person.
Yeah, they were like, fuck you, Miss Valero.
Like, well, I guess, like, it's better for this kid to have you as a mom than no mom.
Right.
But yeah, it's basically, it's like, and like all the kids on this Instagram page would be like, oh, this is like the worst teacher ever. She sucks. She's just like spiteful and hateful. And then every once in a while I'll be like, oh, but her life is so hard. And people are like, we're not learning anything, and she just makes us all feel like shit.
Yeah, I remember everyone I knew who had her was like fucking hated her.
I had her once, and I was like kind of like a clown even back then. And like she had no sense of humor.
Yeah.
Zero sense of humor.
Oh man.
It was funny. Like I remember like when Bora came out, we all came to that class and we're like, it's my wife. And she like comes in, she's like, everybody sit down, we're gonna do math right now. You bunch of a bunch of 5-year-olds.
Wow.
And it's like,
get over it.
It's like, we are kids. We are trying to have a good time.
Yeah, literally high schoolers, dude. Like what? Oh my god. Yeah, dude. That's like. Did you ever have Miss?
You're fired.
No.
Oh my god, I had her and like. Okay, so this is why I was pissed off at that teacher for not teaching me algebra. I was like, I went to like took the placement test at Sty, and then they put me in like dumbass math, and I like thought I knew algebra, so they like had me do the thing, and I just like didn't know shit, because like my teacher was a fucking loser, and then they like put me in dumbass math.
Q1 something.
Yeah, it was a double period of math every day because you had to do algebra and geometry in the same year, whereas like everybody else was just doing geometry, and I failed it too because I got like I just like fucking failed first semester math because I like never had like a good math class before.
Yeah.
And then fucking I like wasn't failing the second semester because I like figured it out and like got over my like test anxiety or whatever, and I got like an 80 on the first test, and Miss was like fucking announced that to the whole class. She like came up behind me and like put her hand on my shoulder and was like, I just want to say Shane got an 80 on this first test. Like, he's doing so much better. I am so proud of him this semester. He's doing so much better than he was before. And like, that like at Sty, like an 80 is like your parents are gonna fucking kill you. For most kids.
Or you get sent back to China.
Right, literally, dude. Like you get sent back to fucking China, or like your parents will be like, all right, you got to join the Korean army. Like, sorry, we're not getting you out of military service anymore. And so I was so embarrassing. Like I was like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Damn.
Like you suck.
And in her mind, she's probably doing you a favor.
Yeah, she was so stupid.
Hey,
she
guys, he's not retarded.
Literally, like she just and then meanwhile nobody thought I was retarded until she fucking said that, and then they're like, wow, he must be a fucking idiot. Like he must be stupid as shit if she's like geeking he got an 80. Like everybody else got like a fucking 95.
Yeah. For all the viewers at home, Sty is a very, very smart school where everybody is extremely smart and nerdy and autistic. 60% of the school is Asian, and if
70 when I went.
It was 70?
Yeah.
It was 60 when I went. But maybe they started counting the Indians.
Yeah, that counts like Middle Eastern and like Indian. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's like 50. It's like solid 55-60% like East Asian, like Chinese. Yeah, but they're all
super studious and like people. Instead of like the cool kids weren't like the jocks. It was the kids who were like valedictorians.
Yeah. I had like a friend who was like a super math genius and like did like national math competition shit every year, and like everybody wanted to fuck him. It was kind of a weird. I was just like, what is wrong with everybody, dude?
Wait,
like,
people actually fucked us?
Well, he didn't, because he was like, he was like super math genius, so he was like super autistic and like socially anxious and like not, but like every girl I knew was like, you're friends with Gideon, right? Like you're like, he's so hot, like he's so cute, like oh my god, like what's he like? Really? And then I'd be like, yo, and I was like kind of tight because I was like,
hey, I got an 80 on my test.
Yeah, I was like, I got an 80 on my test. Fuck you. Like, why don't? Yeah, like, But yeah, what are you gonna do?
It sucks.
He was too socially awkward to like take advantage of it, unfortunately.
Oh, like he probably didn't even realize it was happening. I mean,
No, he did. He thought everybody like hated him or something, and I was just like, no, dude, that's like the look that like when all the girls want to fuck you. Like that's.
was he like an attractive guy?
Yeah, he was pretty. He was like tall, like good looking dude.
That's probably it. It's like he's an attractive dude, and he's like this genius who's probably gonna be like a billionaire one day.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what people saw in him, and so.
Well, women are smart. They know where to invest.
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of women marrying NBA stars before they're NBA stars.
That's true.
Michelle Obama was on that dick before he was president.
That's true. Although with the NBA stars, I'm like, I feel like that's like you can sort of look at somebody and be like, he's like 6'5", plays basketball, he's in good shape. I'd say there's a pretty good chance there, like that.
But sports is weird. You get like a weird ankle injury, and then like, all right, there goes your career.
That's so true. Yeah, you can just like really fuck it up, and that's it.
Yeah, that's gotta suck to be a woman who's like a gold digger, and like you got like a dud.
Yeah, you got a guy. Well, then you just leave him. You just fucking fuck off.
Just like, all right, well, now I'm dating a high school basketball coach.
Yeah, right. You're like, that's not really what I signed up for, although the benefits are good.
Well, instead of the limousine, you get to ride a school bus.
Yeah,
to like the games.
Dude, my like gym teacher in elementary school like would just like bang all the hottest paraprofessionals at the school, and like he just had a wall of like photos of him on vacation with all the like female teachers with the huge boobs.
Wow, he put that up like trophies?
Yeah, kind of. It was crazy.
That's crazy. He didn't get in trouble for it. That's actually a thing that gym teacher fucking teach other staff. That's like a trope.
Yeah, it is. But I sort of remember being like, at least it was staff, you know, because I feel like in like also the trope is that they want to fuck the students, and so there's some level where I'm like, at least it was like age appropriate.
Was Mr. Fisher still at Stuyvesant when you were there?
Yeah, dude, he was. I had him for.
Did he get in trouble finally for like touching people? Because he kept doing it.
Yeah, he like also didn't he like like his old job he like had to leave because he like fucked a student or something.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
that was the rumor.
Yeah, that was like what I had heard too, and
allegedly.
There was like this one soccer coach who was like really, really close with this girl in my grade, and like everybody was like, this is super inappropriate. And like at like junior prom or whatever, like they just were like sitting off to the side talking all night, like him and this like fucking this like adult soccer coach, gym teacher, and this like 16-year-old girl. Like they were just like chatting all night, and they would like hang out and like get lunch a lot, and I was like, how the fuck is this guy not like in fucking jail? Or I mean, maybe he didn't do anything, but like still I was like, this is so inappropriate.
I wonder if the parents even know this is happening.
It was like the kind of thing where he was like that close with her that like her like fucking like mom would have known that like they were like always like hanging out, or like, and he was her coach too. So it was like super like, wow, that's like your coach, like he's a lot of access to you anyway.
Yeah, that's true. It is a little weird. I did hear about this girl who ended up banging like our math teacher, but after she graduated.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm like, yeah, but it probably happened before as well.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Or like at the very least, he was grooming her.
Or did you know like the English department, like there was this one dude who like ran the newspaper class, and then there was the head of the English department. He was like the kind of like dude with like an earring, like really sensitive, like white guy type dude.
I think I'm talking about Mr.
Fired. You're fired. Something like that.
Longish hair, something.
Maybe when you were there, but he had like kind of short hair. But then the other guy I'm thinking of is like bald, with glasses. But anyway, so these two English teachers hated each other, and I had no idea why. I had both of them, and I really fucked with the bald one because like he was a cool guy, and I like didn't like hate the other one, but I was like always thought he was kind of weird, and I didn't understand why they hated each other because like one of them was the weird guy was like the bald guy's boss, and I was like, oh, okay, interesting. And then after I graduated, I found out it's because like he had this whole thing where he would just like pick like girls that he taught sophomore year. He would like make sure that they were in his class senior year, and then like he would then after they graduated and like turned 18, like would like fucking hook up with them. And so like this dude had a whole like fucking grooming farm going on at the school, dude, where like he would like fuck 18-year-old girls like that he knew since they were like 15.
That's crazy.
Literally nuts. And so then I was like, oh, that makes sense, like why these two guys like hate each other. I was like, the one guy's just like, you're a fucking creep, dude. Like
he's like, hey, leave some for me.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh,
like,
that's
hey,
crazy.
Man.
Do you think the board of ed's like, hey, we can't pay you, but the benefit of grooming girls,
dude, that's like low-key, like that's like one reason why, like, as like having taught at like high schools and stuff, like that was something I was just like, a lot of my male coworkers are like here because they want to like hang out with teenage girls.
Yeah, because they probably like that's probably their like target audience of like who would be willing to hook up with them.
Yeah, like they're kind of losers. They're kind of like,
but to them you're like a sort of like an authority.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he's a published author.
Yeah. Oh my god.
He sold 100 copies on Amazon.
Right. He self-published his own book. Like,
I think the teacher I was thinking of was Mr.
Fire.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, he was kind of weird. He would touch people. He would put, like, his hand on people.
Apparently, girls thought he was, like, hot, and I'm like, he's, like, an English teacher.
I remember he was really out of shape when I had him.
He had like a bit of a pot belly?
Huge pot belly.
He was, like, in better shape when I was there.
Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking, like, I remember there's a photo of him in the hallway where he did look kind of hot, and just by the time I had him, he'd, like, really let himself go. So.
It's a shame. You can't even groom with that kind of body.
No, yeah, he was not. He definitely was not on that wave because it's just not.
The number of Sty kids that might watch this episode are gonna be like, "Oh my god, that guy was a creep back then too."
Yeah, I hope it's like validating. I'm like, oh man, this is mad funny, dude.
You know what the sad thing is? Percentage-wise, from like total staff, Sty probably had the fewest of that shit.
Right, yeah, because it's a huge school.
There's probably like, so many truly people who are truly there to like teach and like they actually believe in the cause, versus like a shitty school where like nothing's happening and like nobody's ever getting anywhere.
Oh yeah, dude, those are all the schools I've taught at where it's like nobody fucking cares, like, and it's just like weird, like
yeah, and those teachers are probably there for like ulterior motives.
Fucking hang out with teenagers, dude. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Hey, I could buy some cigarettes.
That's why people are like, I love teachers and stuff. I'm like, as a teacher myself, I'm skeptical of teachers. Yeah. I'm suspicious of them until I know that they're normal people.
A lot of bad apples.
Yeah, I'm like, it's a little.
All right, well, that's a good reason to quit a job is if they try to like bullshit you and like not give you the promotion that you deserve. Do you know the guy Tim Childs?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think
they were doing the same thing to him, where he was like a sub, and they're like, just I'm supposed to be getting paid, and they're like they weren't.
Yeah, I like was giving him advice about that because of my experience with it, where I was like telling him the things that like, basically it's just like you just gotta like write everything down, and like if you get into like a meeting and they say something, like you immediately have to like send an email being like, hey, thanks for that. Just to reiterate, you said this. You know,
creating a paper trail for everything.
Exactly.
It is ridiculous that you have to jump through so many hoops to get such a shitty salary.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Like, I think that's what like kind of disillusioned me about teaching was I was like, I thought that because it wasn't like private sector and it wasn't like for profit and like, you know, like people trying to like screw you over or whatever. I was like, yeah, like it's the government's money and nobody gives a shit about that. So like, I'll just work there. But then I was like, wow, they really nickel and dime the shit out of you here. And like, they don't want to pay you if they don't have to and stuff like that. And it's like because of budget. It's like blah blah blah. Like the schools I've worked at that are the worst in that way are like underprivileged in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But it's still like, oh, it's not my fucking problem. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, just because you guys don't have the budget to pay me doesn't mean I'm gonna just not let you do it. Like let you not do it. Like.
But it's also not a free market. Whereas like if you work in private sector, if one place mistreats you and that's not common across the board, you're like, all right, this place sucks. I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Whereas Board of Ed, they kind of like you're stuck.
You can like kind of do that with the Board of Ed because it's like definitely some schools are worse than others, but it's like you don't know till you get there. It's like you get there and you find out whether or not the principal's a psycho.
Yeah, but also like you rely on the place you're at to get the next job. So if they don't like you, they could like fuck you over to just like keep you there.
Yeah, they could do stuff like that, or like if you like this is one thing that happens to teachers is like they stay at one school too long, and because you have like automatic like pay increases every year, it's like you get to a point where you're too expensive to move to another school because no school wants to like take on someone who's like making top pay if they're not that experienced, you know, because they'll have to pay you a lot of money, but you're not the most experienced, like or it like doesn't even matter, like maybe you are really experienced, but like you're just too expensive for another school
Yeah,
to
you get
want to
two
take.
teachers for the price of what they're gonna pay you.
Yeah, exactly. Like they can get like a rookie, like new teacher who they can like intimidate and like fuck over and stuff like that for like, you know, yeah, like way less money. And so like that becomes a thing where like teachers like stay at one school too long and then they're kind of trapped there.
Yeah, it's not beneficial for you to have the experience of like what your rights are, and any job.
No, they hate that, dude. Like any job hates it if you like know like what the law, like I like that fucking restaurant. Like if you know what the law is, they fucking hate you, dude.
Damn. Well, fuck. I guess like self-employed, entrepreneurial, or like art is the only like. I don't know who that is. I'm not answering that.
Oh yeah.
Probably Amazon.
Amazon.
They always ring like everybody's bell whenever it's a package. It's like, I mean, it's fine, but I'm also thinking, it's like, what if I'm taking a nap? You just woke me up because some asshole that wasn't answering the door.
Yeah, that's I like have a doorbell, but I just don't answer it ever. I'm like, that's how you get shot. Just go answer the door and just bang bang.
You talking shit about Pasta Louise?
Yo, for real, dude.
This is from our grandma.
Yeah. Fucking Chef Boyardee's Gumar, bro.
Oh man, the pasta mafia.
Dude, yeah, for real, bro.
I have a few dicey questions, so like if you don't wanna incriminate yourself, don't. But these are kind of fun. You ever steal from work?
Yeah, dude.
What's the highest value item that you stole?
I never steal anything like that high value. Like I've stolen, like, because I'm never trying to get caught, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like to me it's kind of like, oh, like sometimes I've swiped like a book, you know, from a school that they have like 1 million copies of, and I'm like, I want one. You know, or I've, you know, done stuff like, I don't know, like at the restaurant jobs I work at, never pay for any food, just like take food home for me. Like especially when they have like, the place I work at right now, they have like a generous like shift meal policy, so like I don't steal from them because I don't want to.
That's the way it's supposed to be, though.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, you shouldn't feel like you have to steal to make ends meet from it.
And exactly that. Whereas like when I worked at the Pasta Louise place, like I would just like fucking take some, like I'd be like, oh, this fell on the floor, now it's mine.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you guys like were like making me pay for like my shift meal and shit like that. So like, yeah, of course I'm gonna like fucking swipe anything I can, you know, think of. Like,
you want to be assholes? Well, that's what's gonna happen. All right. I mean, it sounds about right. I mean, I've stolen like maybe like office supplies. Chargers for like laptops, and it's also like not even stealing. It's like their oversight, like the IT department. Like you get fired, like can we have your Mac back? I'm like, sure, you can have the Mac back, but not the charger.
Right? Yeah. It's like,
got you,
got your ass.
That's cool. Ever have sex at work?
You know, I don't think I ever have on the clock. No, have you?
No, I don't think so. Maybe like working from home at some point? No, probably not. Well, maybe if I had like because I live with my girlfriend at some point, so maybe.
Yeah, maybe from home. Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever. You have
to have a very specific job to do that.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like I don't have. I mean, restaurants. That's the kind of thing that could conceivably happen, but more likely after work. You know what I mean?
Not
like,
on the clock.
Yeah, like on the clock, there's too much to do, and then all my other jobs that would just be so obscenely inappropriate that I've never.
It can be on the clock and on the cock.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Ever call in sick just to like use your time off because you know you get like sick days, so you don't want to lose them?
Yeah, I did that like at the end of last year because they changed the sick pay policy where it doesn't roll over.
Yep.
And they said that like in Thanksgiving, and I was like, all right, see you in January then. You know.
Well, guess who just got the flu?
Right. I was literally just like, well, I'm sick as hell, so see you later.
Sick of this job.
Yeah, sick of your shit. So yeah, which was sick. I just had like basically, it was actually dope because that was my job at Fire, and so I just called out sick and then worked as a sub all that time. So I was just making like 2 jobs Monday. I was like,
That's smart. All right, let's make sure like when you review this, if you need anything censored out, because you still work there. I don't want.
Yeah, we can censor that out, maybe, and then maybe some of the. I don't know. Do you think we should censor any of the names of the teachers?
Maybe. I'll timestamp it. So like when I'll watch the video back and I timestamp everything. So like if it's anything like dicey like that, I'll be like, hey, this is where we mentioned this person.
Okay.
And it's up to you because I'm not working. I'm not getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Everything we say here is comedic value and also alleged. So
that's it's alleged, and it's also and even the stuff I said about Pasta Louise I think is good because they did like there's record of that I sued them and shit like that. So it's like that's all public record that this happened.
Yeah. I always say like the odds of any of this blowing up is like slim to none. But like,
did you hear that guy on that podcast? He was like. He like translated the Swahili of like the Lion King song.
Sued. Yeah,
and
so
he got sued, which I think that to me is like such bullshit. Like that's like.
But I think it helped him more than like the thing, because like the viral thing was one thing, but like Disney suing you is like, oh wow, now everybody knows about you.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And it like makes you immediately into the good guy. Like everyone's just like, oh wow, dude, you should be able to like. That's such a funny like even if it's not accurate, it's like whatever, dude. That's funny as hell. Like,
I wouldn't say it's made up, but I wouldn't put it past a comedian to make up the fact that he's getting sued just to like get the story.
Well, I think that was like the allegation is they were just like, oh, this is like a bad this is like a not a good faith translation, and you're like trying to make it seem stupider than it is, and it's like who gives a like I don't know. Disney's just like really.
You have to be litigious to be that big. Apparently, like a lot of like daycare centers will use like Disney characters on the front.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they don't give a shit. But if someone reports it, they will sue the fuck out of you.
Wow.
Because if you don't, it sets precedent that like you don't care about the copyright.
Yeah. I like when I worked at this like coffee shop, the owner was like a lawyer, and like the coffee shop was kind of a tax scheme because like if she reported a loss on it, then like she just like didn't have to pay taxes. Like she just like deduct the whole thing from her taxes, so it was like kind of funny. Anyway, though, that was like the best coffee shop job I ever had because like where they literally don't care about making money or not, it's like that's the best job ever.
Just a little bit money laundering.
Yeah, it's literally just like a tax scheme. So best vibe ever. Because like no one's like jumping down or like crawling up your ass. But like anyway, so. The one thing though that she wouldn't do is she wouldn't play any music that wasn't licensed on this one iPod that she got all the music licensed on, and it's because she's like a lawyer and she's like, oh yeah, like if someone walks in and they hear us playing like fucking Kendrick Lamar and they know we don't own the rights to it, they'll sue us. And I was like, that's never gonna like who the fuck is gonna do that? Like the lawyer for that company is gonna like walk in and be like, I'm gonna sue like this bullshit coffee shop, you know, like.
Well, here's the thing, it's possible those like. It was like a much deeper like hole that like she was covering up, so she didn't want she wanted to dot her eyes and like.
I think that's what I think is like because it's like probably as soon as she gets like sued or there comes like any kind of scrutiny, it's like okay that
they're gonna uncover that like this was like an illegal scheme to like cover up something else as well.
Well, that's it. It's like because she's a lawyer, so like I think it was all by the book, but I think that it just wouldn't have been like it wouldn't have been profitable for her if there was any kind of. Yeah, I mean that's true. She maybe just
connected. My mom used to go to this coffee shop that she really liked, and she's like, it was always empty, and the only clients there would be these Italian guys who only spoke Italian, and they hired a barista who was this Russian girl. So my mom would speak to her. It's like, oh, so how is it here? She's like, oh, it's a great place. They only speak Italian. They hire me specifically because they know I don't speak Italian.
Nice.
And like I barely speak any English. They don't pay for anything.
Yeah.
They never get any clients here. So all they care about is good coffee and there's a place for them to sit and like do business.
Hell yeah, dude. That's like Satriali's or whatever from fucking The Sopranos, dude.
Yep.
That's so funny.
A lot of places like restaurants, they run out of laws because it's literally like I need a place. We need a meeting place.
Yeah.
We're just paying rent on this like front.
Well, and also I think like when you report like a loss, it's easy to launder money that way.
Oh, that's also like, possible. Yeah.
That's why like a lot of people in like Vegas do they'll do like make money illegally, and then if you take like $1 million to Vegas and like you lose some of it, but you can then like declare what you didn't lose, and it launders the money for you. And so I think like that's something people do a lot too.
There's a lot of schemes that people have when they have money.
Oh yeah, dude. It's just having the money first, though. That's the tough part.
Yeah, and then they can figure out how to like protect it and hide it. This is a bit of a random question, but we're almost there, by the way. It's just like 5 more minutes and then we're done. You mentioned on stage, and if you don't want to discuss this, we don't have to, that like you had like issues with weed. Have you ever like gotten like fired or like had problems at work from it?
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely like a lot of jobs I've worked at, like I would have had like a better relationship with my management or like the job than like if I like hadn't been smoking so much weed. Like,
were you stoned at work?
Sometimes I'd be like stoned at work, but then sometimes it's just like I don't know, like I just was smoking so much that like you're just always groggy, and like I would just like show up late a lot and just be like, I don't fucking know, man.
Yeah, that happens. It happens when you work from home a lot for me.
Yeah, like when I worked from home, I would like get high all the time, and then like because it was like after COVID, like I had quit smoking weed, and then COVID happened, and I was like, I don't have anything to do except smoke weed all day, and then I just kept
gotta piss real bad now.
Oh yeah, go piss, girl.
Sorry, man. When this happens, I just say like you can talk shit about me while I'm gone. So if you want to, just say whatever you want.
Alex, taking the piss.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Alright. Gotta check. Oh, it's almost 5 o'clock. Oh.
Nice little coffee piss.
Oh, hell yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. No, you gotta pee when you gotta pee. It's
like literally 5 minutes away from like ending it. That's why I feel bad.
That's okay.
All right. These are closing questions, so we're pretty much there. If you could go back to high school days, knowing everything you know right now, which also like it's not that far back. You're like what, 30 something? Not 20.
29.
29. Yeah. Would you do anything differently in your high school days?
Yeah, I would have like cared less. I think I was too stressed out in high school, and it like had the opposite. It like made me
disengage.
Yeah, like I was like stressed out, and then like if I had actually been more relaxed, like I would have been smarter. Like I don't know, I would have like processed information faster. Whereas I was like super stressed all the time, and like I think it like made everything like a lot harder. I also would have like played sports and been like whatever, you know, because I was like, I think that was something like when I got to college, I was like, oh, I wish I did that more.
Why didn't you play sports?
Because I felt like at Sty especially, like I felt like I didn't have any time, and so I was just like, oh, I don't have any time to do this, so I'm not going to do it. And then also, I don't know, honestly, man, I would have done more like kind of like artsy shit. I think in high school, I like just thought that wasn't like a tenable way to like do stuff. Or like I thought that like, oh, it's too late, like I'm too old, like I'm not like a prodigy already, like it's too old to start. And I would have, if I would have like, you know, I don't know, not done that.
There was a competitive spirit at Style where like you felt like you weren't good enough because somebody else was so good already.
Yeah, and I think like in a place like Style, like because like with some things that's true, like piano, classical music, like ballet, math. If you're not like really really good at math by a young age, like you're kind of fucked. Because like most mathematicians, like their career is over by the time they're 30.
Yeah.
Or like they've either like proved some like really smart thing and then they just kind of coast for the rest of their life, or they're never gonna do anything important. And yeah, but like I didn't realize that like that's just so not the case with like anything like I was interested in. So I kind of like, I don't know, I like really internalized the attitude of a lot of kids at Sty, which was that like
it's contagious.
Yeah, like I was just like, oh, if I don't do really well on this test, I'm not going to get into college. And if I don't get into college, I'm not going to like have any money. I'm going to like, you know, like, but it was just like, I think it was like after, like towards the end of like high school that I was like, wait a minute, like I'm not like a fucking first generation immigrant from China, dude. Like my situation's very different. Like, I mean, I still have to like work hard. Like I'm not like, you know, like set or anything, but also like a very different situation.
Yeah, there's also a lot of kids who are being taught that they're like shit and like they have to earn their keep, whereas like what should have been happening at Sty is like you guys are super talented, like even if you're like the bottom of the barrel at Sty, like you are the top of the barrel like of any Ivy League.
Yeah, that's like I went to fucking college thinking I was like dumb as fuck about like math and science, and then I like got to college and I was like, oh no, I'm actually pretty good at this. Like a lot of the fucking kids I go to college with are dumb as fuck. Like
yeah, I also went to liberal arts school.
Yeah. I mean, there were like smart kids about like that kind of thing, but like yeah, like I would like people would just be like not into like doing like I was like it was weird when people thought it was weird that I could like add up and subtract numbers in my head.
Yeah.
And then people were like, what, dude? Like, were you a fucking calculator? I'm like, no, I'm just not fucking retarded, dude. Like
contrary to what Miss Fire thinks.
Right, yeah. Miss Prozac, dude.
Is that her name? Miss Prozac?
Her name was Miss Protas, but yeah, Miss Prozac's mad funny too. Miss Prozac. And like also wait, isn't like Protas like one of the races in like
StarCraft, yeah.
Yeah, Star. So maybe it wasn't even that. Like I'm trying to think like what the hell was her name, dude? Anyway, she was the worst, man.
Yeah, it is funny how well Sty beat passion out of people, because I was good at math. I was good.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Not like maybe like not at Sty I was like maybe not the top, but I was good. Like I was doing the math team, I was doing all that. By the time I got to
that
like,
Russian in you, boy.
Oh, my brother is fucking brilliant. But like by the time I got to like calculus and I wasn't as good, and then other kids were like fucking excellent at it. I was like, oh, fuck this. Fuck math.
That was so weird because like my experience was like I was so bad at math every year, and then I got to calculus and it was like just so different that I was like, oh, math. I'm like better at this. Like this is like more, it felt more like, I don't know, like philosophical or something. Like, and I was actually like senior year calculus was like the first year I ever got a good grade in math.
Nice. Who'd you have for calculus?
Oh, just Shankar.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, maybe he was new. He's so funny, dude. But he's kind of he's like kind of young, dude. I don't know. Lives in New Jersey. He's great. He was great. He was a good math teacher too.
We had a lot of like good math teachers who assumed that kids knew everything. That was the issue. That
was like Sty's problem. Yeah, it was like there were a lot of like people who like fancied themselves good teachers, but it's like no, you just have really brilliant students. And like, did you ever have Mr.
You're fired.
No. Oh my god, he was this like Polish physics teacher, and he like wrote 2 books about like earthquake physics or whatever. But like he just was so burned out and like didn't give a shit about anything, and like he didn't care about teaching like Regents physics, and like he would just like kind of barely explain shit, and then like if you asked him a question, he'd pretend he couldn't understand you because like his Polish accent was just like, so he'd be like, I don't know, and I'd be like, bro, like you were lecturing in English 5 seconds ago. Like, what are you fucking doing? He just like didn't want to talk.
That is funny.
Yeah, dude, he was funny. And then, did you have Mr. Lamb for physics?
I don't think I had him, but I know the Asian guy, right?
Yeah. Dude, he was hilarious. I had him. That was not funny.
Yeah, there's a lot of teachers who just like they coasted off of it. I had a lot of teachers who were just like, oh, you guys know this, and it's like, here's the homework, you figure it out.
Yeah, I think that I remember like maybe, and this is where like the like trying to start like a union at the restaurant thing starts, is like when I was in the fucking Mr. Mike like physics class, I was like, we should all fail the test because that's gonna make him look really bad. And then all the fucking nerds at Sty were like, no, like I'm gonna self-study and just like teach it to myself because he's not teaching it to us. And I was like, don't fucking let him get away with being an asshole. Like,
yeah.
But kids at Sty are not. They're like, no.
Yeah, and it's like it's one of those things where it's like we're gonna make everybody know about this teacher, but like nobody's gonna fix our grades.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's gonna kill my GPA.
Yeah, that I will say, like, people talk about Psy as like a really competitive place, but I found it was like pretty actually supportive. Like nobody, like people would like share notes with you and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, I mean there were some kids who were like goody two shoes, and they're just like, oh, I did this and you did. I'm not gonna like explain it.
Yeah,
like,
those kids. But everybody hated those kids, which is what I was like.
Yeah, they're
like,
losers.
Yeah, and then like most people, like especially like I don't know if like Facebook was big when you were there.
It just started like my like junior years, like something like that.
Right. So like Facebook was like in full swing when I was there, and like Facebook study pages, like groups where like people would like share like really, really good study guides, and like people would be like, oh, like study this, this, and this for the test, like this topic, you know, stuff like that.
It's very nice.
So it was like, yeah, very like supportive in that sense. But also still like really like nerdy and anal, you know, like, like
yeah. All right. So in high school, you would probably do more sports, sweat shit a little less.
Yeah.
Pursue theater. You're not the first one to say that, by the way. A lot of people thought they were like, oh, theater's like not cool, and like I don't want people to think I'm a loser. Meanwhile, the theater kids were having fun, like socializing, fucking.
Yeah.
All right. And one last thing I do is you have a look at little Post-it notes over here. Just
oh, nice.
Right, pick those up. And I think there's a pen. It's a twisty. So one thing I do is I ask people for advice.
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah, so like anything you would tell a listener, to someone who's unemployed, underemployed, hates their life. It could be anything general, like someone said like nothing matters, or it could be something very specific.
No,
it's like take your job seriously, which I say that's like the least. The furthest from like the ethos of let's get fired.
Yeah, fuck that. That's the worst advice I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Own your shit, learn and do better. No, I'm very anti-accountability. Sell crack. There's always a market for that. That's a recession-proof job, is selling crack.
Yeah, might even do better in a recession.
Right. Yeah. So a lot of people are driven to crack. Yeah. I mean, I think kind of what I was talking about earlier is just like always record, always have a phone, and always wear a wire.
Record your meetings.
Record all meetings. Remember one party consent. No, that one, I don't know. People are going to come in and see that. Fuck, keep a routine. Oh yeah, I'm like, don't smoke weed every single night.
That's not bad. I do that.
Yeah, that's I stopped doing that, and my life has gotten a lot better. And I'm not like evangelizing about it because I know some people can handle it. I just wasn't one of them. So that was like, don't smoke weed every single night of your life.
It's the next day that's the issue.
Yeah, I'm like always groggy as fuck.
Yeah.
But also, if you hate your job, it's kind of hard to not have anything to look forward to. So I understand wanting to smoke weed every day.
Winding, yeah. But right now I'm doing comedy, so it's like I'm smoking weed because of like for fun.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Here's my Post-it note: don't smoke weed every single night of your life. Kind of a really narc advice that I never thought I would give, but what are you gonna do?
It's not bad advice, because honestly, a lot of people out there, they don't realize how much... It's a bit of a time suck. That's my issue with it.
Yeah.
It's not that, like, weed is bad. It's, like, you're not going to be as productive.
No, yeah. And, like, sometimes I would try to be like, oh, like, let me do, like, a stick and carrot thing where, like, oh, if I smoke weed or, like, if I get this done, I'll smoke weed. But then you're kind of just like, well, I'm just going to smoke weed.
It's like the towel-y thing. Maybe if I get a little high.
Yeah, literally. Maybe if I get a little high, I'll do this. You know, and it's like...
I do that because when I have to like edit clips for this like podcast, it's so boring.
Yeah.
It's so boring. I'm like, you know what? I'll do it high. But then like, it's better when I'm high, but I'm also doing it slower.
Yeah, it's like slower and like, yeah, like sometimes I like had like a podcast I would try to edit sometimes over COVID, and like if I did it high, I would just be like listening to like the choices and be like, what the fuck was I thinking, dude?
Yeah.
But also like I don't know. There are some things like going to the gym high, like that's fun. Like you like anything that like you don't have to like think at all, I can do high. But then like if it requires like thought or like judgment, I'm gonna try to do it sober.
I actually don't like working out high. Like for some reason, like you think that like, oh, you could just kind of like coast through it, but for me it's the opposite. It's like I can't even get myself started because I'm high.
Oh yeah.
It's just like, oh, I'll do it like in 30 minutes, and it's like I'll do it, and then I just don't do it.
Yeah, I haven't like tried going to the gym high since college, so maybe it's like changed the experience of it. But I remember when I did it then, I was like, this is fun.
But you can also injure yourself if you're not